Welcome back to Press Review. Let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Lebanon's Daily Star is reporting that Al-Qaeda General Command says it has no link to Syrian militant group ISIS and that it was responsible for the actions of the group. It also reports that gunmen have kidnapped a Briton in Yemen and also says that the death toll from the Hermel blast has risen. Turkish Hurriyet reports that Turkey and Israel are close to finally burying the hatchet over the Mavi Marmara raid, with the two sides likely to announce a deal on compensation. It also reports that Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan will travel to Berlin today to seek support for the EU bid. The Kuwait Times leads its front page asking why not Boeing, as a representative from Airbus is due in Kuwait next week to finalize a $4.4 billion deal with Kuwait Airways for the purchase of 25 new aircraft. It also reports that the UAE has summoned the Qatari ambassador to protest against remarks made by a Muslim Brotherhood-linked cleric who slammed the Emirates for jailing Islamists. The Saudi Gazette says that the Shura Council will again take up for discussions the issue of weekly work hours and a 2-day off for the private sector at the request of some of its members. It also says that the House Helpers Affairs Security Center is keeping 31 house helpers in custody and asking them to pay their respective sponsors the amounts they spend on their recruitment. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in the UK papers. The Independent front page reports that Michael Gove will be embroiled in a fresh controversy today as it emerges that his department's savage spending cuts have forced sixth form colleges to scrap A-level courses in core subjects such as languages and maths. It also pictures Broadway star and Oscar winner Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was found dead in his Manhattan apartment yesterday. The Guardian reports that Downing Street is to be dragged into the row over the sacking of the former Blair aide Sally Morgan when the Cabinet Secretary is asked to explain a pattern of behaviour that has seen the removal of a series of non-Tory supporters from high-profile public bodies. It also says that Philip Hammond has told his defence ministers to privately lobby the shipbuilding unions because of concern within the government that Labour MPs are turning against Ed Miliband's decision to back plans to replace the Trident nuclear deterrent. The Daily Telegraph reports that Lord Smith of Finsbury, the chairman of Environment Agency, has said that ministers must decide whether to protect town or country from tombs or farmland from flooding because there is not enough money to protect both. It also reports that Education Secretary Michael Gove will say that state schools must set their standards so high that they are indistinguishable from the best fee-paying schools. Scotland's Herald leads reporting that Scottish Labour's former finance spokesman Meg McIntosh has issued a stark warning against his own party's proposal to hand Holyrood full control of income tax. It also reports on a schoolgirl dying following a suspected drug incident at a Glasgow nightclub, leading to the clinical director of emergency medicine at Glasgow Royal Infirmary saying he was deeply concerned other young people may fall victim to the pills, which have been dubbed Mortal Kombat and are embossed with a red dragon. And now let's take a look at the top stories in international papers. The International New York Times reports that an American-backed international campaign has quietly destroyed the rest of Gaddafi's chemical cache. It also pictures a protester in a barricade in Ukraine as authorities say that a plainclothes police officer has been captured and beaten. China Daily says global tourism destinations expect to see a bigger influx of visitors from the Chinese mainland during the Spring Festival holiday. It also says that Hong Kong government will impose its first sanctions on the Philippines, citing its concern over the country's refusal to officially apologize for the 2010 Manila hostage crisis. And Russia's Moscow Times says state-controlled oil giant Rosneft's chief executive told Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev to view Russia's largest oil producer, whose capitalization grew by 18% to 73 billion at the end of 2013. It also features a picture of Russian security officers riding a chairlift above the men's Olympic downhill skiing course at the Rosakuto Alpine Resort near Sochi. And finally, Canada's Globe and Mail reports that Barack Obama is refusing to give Ottawa the quick answer it wants on the Keystone XL pipeline in spite of its State Department report that dispels the US president's main climate change fears. And for more updates, please visit us on Levant.tv. Thanks for watching. I'll be with you again tomorrow for another press review.